You tuned in to the 7-Day Theory. Hard body, hard spirit.
At what point are y'all gonna stop making me have to relive being shot by Tory? At what point are Tory and y'all fans gonna stop lying? Like, how much is the check to keep harassing me? Why is this happening every day? 1 minute him, y'all said I was never shot. Now y'all letting him play in your face again and say I was shot, but it wasn't him. Oh, okay. I'm sick of this. Leave me the F alone. He ain't dare get on that stand and deny he shot me. And that was his choice because he knows he did that ish. I DGAF about a blog or a bot. Why in the F would me? Megan Thee Stallion have to lie on this MF about shooting me. How y'all mad at the person that got shot? What up, my people? You tuned into the 7-Day Theory. Hard body, hard spirit. Check this. Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion. Tory Lanez, like, this man is living a movie right now, for real. Like, the stuff that's going on in his life, this is like a film. Like, reality is really stranger and more crazy than fiction, for real. But Meg Thee Stallion came out and addressed the allegations of this lawyer that came out and said that the bodyguard, I believe it was Kelsey's bodyguard, came out and said that she was the one that shot Meg, right? It wasn't Tory. Now at this point, at first I thought, when I first heard this case, when I first seen the case, I thought, all right, yeah, he did this. They was drinking, they was drunk, you know what I mean? And he probably did some shit, just not thinking, in a drunken haze, right? You do a lot of dumb shit when you drunk that you wouldn't do sober. But they was all drinking. And to me, Meg does not sound like a victim. She sounds like a real victim. And while I'm leaning more towards Tory shot her, because I feel like what she's saying, how she's saying like Tory shot her and this and that, how she said this publicly, right, many times, that he was the one that did it. Now, the only way that I could see this to where they're both telling the truth, but it's not what actually happened. Like, if she was drunk and he was drunk, and she could have thought, right? She could have thought what she saw was Tory shooting her, but that might not have been reality, right? We've all been in situations to where we thought something went down a certain way because of our mind state, or because of maybe we didn't, or just what was going on in the moment with us. Maybe we didn't see it too clearly, right? We all have been in situations where, I thought this happened this way, but in reality, it happened a whole different way, right? So I believe what she's saying is the truth. I believe she is speaking her truth. I believe she believes that Tory shot her, right? I believe that. Now, but Tory, on the other hand, and with these new allegations, and then also with the evidence of the inconclusive gunpowder, they tested, like they said, they tested Tory Lanez's hands for gunpowder residue. I think one was, it wasn't him, there was no gunpowder, and then the other one was, it was inconclusive. And I think they used the inconclusive one in the, which inconclusive doesn't mean that he had gunpowder. It just means that they can't tell whether it was gunpowder or not. It's not a yes or a no, right? When it's inconclusive. So, but either way, it still doesn't, there was no actual evidence of, yes, he had gunpowder, right? One was no, there was no gunpowder. One was inconclusive. So, but both of those are both of those do not say, yeah, he had gunpowder residue. So that's the only one, like, thing in the, if there wasn't that, like, if he had gunpowder on his hands, obviously I would have thought, yeah, okay, obviously he shot her. But that's the one piece of evidence that I can't wrap my head around, is, okay, they tested this man. If you shot a gun within that amount of time and they test you, you will be positive for gunpowder residue on your hand, 100%, right? So why is his inconclusive and negative? Had two tests. So that's the one. And then the fact that Tory Lanez is so emphatic, and like he he really talks like he believes he didn't shoot her, right? So I mean, yeah, of course, that's what if everybody's gonna say that if they're trying to get off of a case, right? If they're trying to beat a case, yeah, I'm not guilty. Even if you are guilty, right? You're not gonna say it. But even after he got convicted, he still is, and then he's still saying that he's not guilty. Which people do that too. Trust me, I know people who has done something. I know 100% that they did it, right? But they are not gonna admit to anyone under any circumstances that they did what they're accused of or what they got found guilty of, right? So I mean, he got found guilty in a court of law. Prayers to Tory though. He got stabbed. He almost lost his life. We still don't know the real reason why he got stabbed. I'm pretty sure he'll talk about it. I'm pretty sure he'll talk about it sometime, like whenever he's better or he gets better, or he gets out of the hospital. But there's been there's been a couple different rumors of why he got stabbed up. One was it was a cell phone that something about a cell phone. Like one of Tory's girls was calling this dude's cell phone, and he didn't want her to call the cell phone. And then another one was saying that he was flirting with somebody's wife or something, which that I don't think that's true. And I think a couple people, even like Whack 100, came out and said that's not true. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Every day it gets crazier and crazier with this case. Will he get released with this new evidence that they just last week that they just brought to the forefront? But why didn't he say something in the trial? Like if that, like a whole thing about that, if that was true and you waited till this long, you let a man go to prison instead of saying what really happened, that's wild. You should have been said that. And then yeah, he could have he could be being paid. That's true. Yeah, Tory could, but he could not. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and shout out to the members, Dimitri, Angela Reddick, and Jean Paul. I'm out.
You're now listening to the 7